When Triple H is arriving to a show like this, you know he's going to cook. And oh man, he absolutely did. Show so good, Paul Heyman's hair turned black again. On second thought, he just probably missed his tribal chief.
My tribal chief, I missed you so much.
You know people, this show was kind of a game changer. I was skeptical about LA Knight versus Roman Reigns at first, but man, once I saw this, they immediately sold it to me. Crown Jewel is looking great already. Kevin Owens got drafted to SmackDown, which is probably for the best. We got to see Jade. Well, Roman is back. And people, this is something I've been asking for years now, and WWE finally listen. Not sure if it's because Vince McMahon has no creative control anymore, but people, general managers are back. It all makes sense now. There's a reason why we have separate rosters. There's competition again. Survivor Series makes more sense. Draft makes much more sense. And it's Nick Aldis. Man, he really has that right presence. And I do hope he wrestles though. So welcome back to another Greatness of SmackDown video. Let's talk about what happened. The show kicks off with the greatest of all time, John Cena. He welcomes fans to the season premiere of SmackDown. I know, it's WWE, what does that even mean? It never ends. The only man who can say that it's a premiere is me, because I didn't make Raw and SmackDown reviews for a while, which by the way I'm sorry about, but I'm back. I didn't upload for so much my Coco Jumbo started to shrink. Not good. Before he continue, Roman Reigns interrupts, and man, it seems like it's been a while we heard that theme song. Glad to see our tribal chief back. Roman says if John Boy is going to open his show, he's gotta do it the right way. He asks Tulsa to acknowledge him. Cena's only here because he took his leave. Now y'all calling him the greatest of all time? I am the tribal chief and the greatest of all time. He tells John Cena to leave before they make him leave. Cena says WWE is always unpredictable, but he's not here to challenge Roman Reigns. He's here to acknowledge him. What he accomplished with the championship is once in a lifetime, and he's not gonna challenge him because he simply didn't earn it. He knows someone who has, and it's LA Knight. Like I've said, I wasn't excited at first, but man, this is a marquee match. Roman Reigns is not impressed by LA Knight. LA Knight says, you're standing in my way right now. He apologizes for not introducing himself and says things have changed a little bit on SmackDown while you were at home for a month and a half, and the crowd tells whose game it is. Who the hell you think you are? I'm the fastest rising star in SmackDown history, and he got attacked by Jimmy Uso, but Knight dumps him out of the ring. Man, this is hype right here. I can't wait for this match. Roman tells Solo to challenge LA Knight, and LA Knight says, in case you don't speak moron, he challenged me to a match, and that's exactly what we got. So just like I've said, I don't feel like LA Knight should take that L, but him main eventing Crown Jewel, that is huge, so I'm happy for his career, whatever the case may be, win or loss. That's great for LA Knight, and I do hope they'll find a good way to make him lose. I know it's repetitive. Roman Reigns, bloodline interferes, he takes the W. I get it. But this is way too good not to be excited about, and I can't wait to see how good LA Knight can be in the ring against someone like Roman Reigns. We saw the return of Pretty Deadly, and I gotta be honest, ever since the injury, they got 100% more entertaining. I like this. I'm not completely sold on it because it seems like we've seen that kind of a gimmick, well, many times. It's basically Tyler Breeze, but the delivery is good. They're great talent. They faced the Brawling Brutes, the same guys who caused the injury, and this was actually a pretty entertaining match. Like I've said, they're kinda unique in their own way. I think I'll eventually like it more than I do right now. Elton fakes an injury and takes the W. Pretty good. Carlito was about to get into it, but he got interrupted by Bobby Lashley, someone who lost against Carlito and LWO at Fastlane. Lashley references beating Carlito many years ago, but water under the bridge. That was a long time ago. He welcomes him back to his show. Carlito wants a match against Lashley. Lashley laughs, and Carlito got attacked by the Street Profits. I like this. I feel like it's a perfect first rivalry for Carlito back, and like I've said, he should be a part of LWO. Back from the break, we see Bayley and Zelina Vega arguing until Pierce makes the match official. You probably noticed that sometimes Pierce has to make a bunch of calls to make the match official. He keeps complaining about how I can't make it happen right now, well, that is about to change. I believe a general manager doesn't necessarily have to get any permissions. The backstage segments with the bloodline were absolutely hilarious. So Roman Reigns is open to the idea of Jimmy Uso being in the bloodline. Jimmy said he called the shots just like Roman would, but they both made it clear that Roman is still the leader. The problem is Cody and Jay having the tag team championships. It's disrespecting the family. And Roman again makes it clear, I called the shots. Jimmy says, yeet, don't do that. I don't like that. This was hilarious. So we saw Bayley versus Zelina Vega, and again, the problem I have with this is that it still seems like Bayley is the leader, and as a champion, Io Sky doesn't look that, I don't know how to put it, she doesn't look like the main character of the group, which is kind of a problem. So of course, with the help of Damage Control, Bayley takes the W. They continue with the attack until we got Charlotte Flair. People, it's time to make that announcement. Triple H talked about how successful WWE and Fastlane was, and there's a reason why we have Adam Pearce right here. He thanks Adam Pearce for everything he did, for being the WWE official, which isn't easy, but he's going to get a promotion. He says Adam Pearce is the new general manager of Raw. Oh man, I popped really hard for this. I thought WWE would never do it because a lot of people say, well, it's an old concept, it doesn't work anymore, and I'm always wondering why. Why? Make it make sense. Dominic interrupts, a lot of boos. Triple H even said, I thought these are piped in. And he's complaining and complaining about Cody and Jay defending the tag team championships, but we have a match on Raw. Triple H says, you don't have to complain to me. And he says the SmackDown general manager is Nick Aldis, which I wish I popped more because, well, we already heard the rumors. Nick Aldis is here to announce who's going to SmackDown, who's being traded to SmackDown. Of course, Dominic interferes. You get the idea, and it ends up being Kevin Owens, who immediately stuns Dominic Mysterio. Welcome to SmackDown. I liked this. First of all, like I've said, Nick has that presence. He looks like a general manager that, if you disagree with him, if you push him too much, he can probably kick your ass. So of course I immediately like that. I like the return of general managers. I've recently made a video about this, and WWE finally did it, so now I'm way more excited about the draft, about the Survivor Series, and Kevin Owens being on SmackDown. It's a bittersweet. Obviously it's a shame Sami and Kevin Owens are not gonna be together right now, but at the end of the day it's probably better for their careers. They're better as singles competitors. We've seen that from Sami, we've seen that from Kevin Owens, and maybe it's WWE's fault. The whole Judgment Day versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens thing got really boring because they overdid it, but we'll see what happens. Jade Cargill introduced herself to Charlotte Flair, and Triple H is smiling. Didn't expect to see her on television this early. She definitely has that legit presence, It's time for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. I like this tag team, I don't know about you guys, and obviously, like I've said, Cody and Jay, they have a lot of chemistry. Cody winning the Tag Team Championships is not the main story, but it's an interesting side quest. The match was fun, and you can already imagine Cody and Jay retained the championships. I believe this was the first loss for Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. After the match, we see the Bloodline, and they planted seeds for Cody versus Roman Reigns. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see that rematch. Finally, Roman is back, and I hope we're going to see him a lot more because now everybody wants that championship, except for John Cena. John Cena is way too nice. And finally, we saw the main event, LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. Great to see LA Knight in the main event of SmackDown. He's a star, man. He is a star. Just the fact that WWE trusted LA Knight to be in the main event of Crown Jewel says a lot. The match was good. I don't know where people are getting this idea from that LA Knight is not a good wrestler. But of course, Jimmy Uso tried to interfere. We see John Cena for the save, and LA Knight ends up taking the W. That was your SmackDown, except it wasn't. Roman Reigns interferes and spears LA Knight. It's pretty much official at this point. Finally, when was the last time we got two World Heavyweight Championship matches that are this hype? LA Knight versus Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. It seems like Crown Jewel is going to be a very good pay-per-view. So maybe the SmackDown was not perfect, obviously, but there's not a single thing I would complain about. It definitely had that big show feel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, people, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your time. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.